Hello, and welcome to Urban Hood Money Talk. It's a fact that we need money to enjoy life and focus on the things that we really like. I'm your co host, Allie, and I'm here with Mushi Buyan. Our mission is helping you gain financial freedom. You're listening to one of our special weekly market talks, which provides news on the upcoming week that may be important to traders. And we're super excited that you're here with us.
Everything I'm sharing, educational purpose only. So let's get back to our favorite company, Tesla. Last week, what happened? Thanks Julio and others, who shared earlier the market outlook last week and next week. So I'll try not to spend too much time on that one. However, I do want to talk about Tesla. Look at what happened last week, Tesla, and they came up with great numbers, but how that reflects, sometimes people do not realize it, how those numbers comes together. But here, look at this. 2016, their revenue was how much? 1.5 billion. 2018, 3.4 billion. 2020, 6 billion. 2021, 10 billion. Look at this. That 18 billion and this year. But how sometimes as an investor, we are looking for rate of return and EPS, and the expense ratio is just going down. But I liked this tweet this person shared, and there I just thought, oh, let me share with you guys. But anyway, this is I also shared this with my Twitter. Here is my Twitter handle. You're welcome to follow me during the day. I am very active. I do share some of those trades that I take and on some of the things around the market. So if you're very active, you might find something valuable. But look at this Rivian versus Tesla. Look at their operating margin cost coming in. Tesla, 1.9 billion, and this new company, 2.1 billion, their operating expense. So hopefully that gives you an idea. Tesla is still, we know a lot of people on it still. Many people listening, Tesla, they are putting on put. Yeah, go ahead. Good luck with that. Good luck with your put. If you can make it for long term, but don't bet against the trend. We know that there are times going to happen, more business going to go down, a lot of business going to flush out. Watch out, what the Tesla is doing and the new outcome, especially those who listen to this meeting. Then Elon kept mentioning that their robotics human is going to be much higher revenue and the profit margin than Tesla car. Did you guys listen to it?
Yeah, robotaxi. He mentioned robotaxi and
also coming up, correct? And robot human.
Finally gave a date, Mushi, for the. What is this truck? What's Cybertruck?
Yep. So a lot of good things coming up with Tesla, but this is unfortunate. Last week, Tesla could not get back to above 1100. It was about right after that day pre-market, it almost touched it, but it fall back. And thanks to our Fed, and their big plan, how they're going to manage the hike. But anyway, that's a different discussion. So those are who wants to just geek out some of the thing, don't ignore it. CPI number. CPI, look at the CPI number that starting January 21 to March 22nd, where the price of all items versus the price of items that you are not taking the food and energy taking out. So when you take the food and energy taking out, the price of all other items, it still is touching close to 8% since January 21. So what does that mean? That means the gas, that the food that you have to, there is no other alternative. But there are other things that people are looking to, holding on. Do you want to spend money on this, or maybe you can get by? Yeah. So somebody has something to say?
No, I agree with you, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, currently a lot of people, what we are seeing it is based on the economy. people are sitting with the cash, not only just because they have a lot of money, that that in our economy, that stimulus check was coming in. And starting this month, stimulus check government is going to be also reduced. That means people are forced, those people, especially who doesn't have enough saving, they can't live by, they have to get back to workforce. So that will also make an impact with the economies coming up. So there is a good good video. If you want to watch, you can watch the Ray Dalio. Just look at Ray Dalio, his productivity principle. You can YouTube it, you can find out a video. He had a lot of great explanation where he talks about a wealth gap, opportunity gap, and productivity gap. How is whole rising? The rich is getting richer, and the people in the middle and above is going down and down more whole. So when you look at this rate gets increased, who really gets benefit from it? So if you are a long-term investor, that you need to kind of step back a little bit, say, oh my God, whole world is going to go down the hill. I should take loss and move on, sit on my cash, hold on to it, watch out what's going to happen. Income they're making for people who is at the bottom and people who is not like, supervisor or higher scale job they got. So especially a lot of time we are hearing that people are fighting, minimum wage in 15 is too high, they have to, why government coming around and doing that? That's wrong. But look at this, that where the people who is at the bottom, that was the weekly money they bring it in. That chart is showing you since 2000 till 2020, according to Harvard Analytics and Rosenberg research, is going down. But when this gets in all this free money coming in, or rate gets increased, who takes benefit from those money? Not all the people at the bottom. People who has a good credit history, good wealth, good background, they're the one getting benefit from it. So of course, when rate gets hiked, who is going to get attacked? People on those high growth, is growth versus value. So another way you can look at Dow Jones and S&P and NASDAQ. Since April 4th and today, April 2022, last 3 weeks, what happened? Look at that NASDAQ. If you're looking at NASDAQ data, yeah, slowly NASDAQ went down, close to 8%, 10% and below. And where you see the S&P and all of them went down. It's not really went too much down, but yeah, NASDAQ, we know when it comes to tech, NASDAQ is heavily growth oriented versus the value. Value is Dow. Look at the Dow's diamonds. It was right hanging around. It didn't go too much down. Last 4 weeks versus last week, a lot of put coming in, options coming in on Dows. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah.
It didn't happen. Something strange happening now. So it's like there is no reason, honestly, there is no conventional way to reason with this market. Hey, maybe I figured out a trend. Nobody can tell what's going to happen on Monday. Friday flash. This is like Wednesday, yeah, we knew this is nothing really happened. New thing happened. Fed just said they're going to increase 50 basis point. Market is already trading, knowing that yes, Fed is going to increase in order to get a handle of this inflation 50 basis point. Boom, it's no surprise. And of course, week before there was a big surprise coming in. Maybe we might go over 75, 100 basis point, and then Powell clarified it. Yeah, that's on the table, but they are not looking to be that aggressive right away. So Friday really just like something crazy happened in all this. The market Friday got flash. It's the nature of the beast. It's gonna happen. Take advantage of it. Weekly, yeah, NASDAQ, about 3-4%, 3.8% down. S&P, we've seen that is down 2.7%. And look at that yield. Yield was up, 2.5% up. So that's all of a sudden, how's that? I'll explain, share a little bit more on the yield part. That way you kind of see why all of a sudden some of the things causing people panic. S&P starting Monday look like, oh no, we might turn around, and boom, on Wednesday and afternoon till like after on Thursday, just like down the hill, roller coaster is coming down. But Fed doesn't know that what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen in Ukraine. They don't know what's going to happen in China. They don't know that 20% of the whole world economy controlled by Chinese supply chain. Fed knows that, but this out of their control. But all Fed is thinking, okay, what can they do to keep that the number, inflation number coming down from 8% to maybe 2% around that? And by what time? The last week before the market opened, last Friday, look at a pre-market around 8:30 at the time. It's like S&P had a good trend. It was going to go up. And then market opened and boom, it just did not. It just reacted totally opposite. SPY was bullish in the morning pre-market last Friday. NASDAQ 511 points. Again, same news. Fed didn't come up anything new. Say, oh, we got all the tools. Don't fight the Fed. We're going to increase the rate, and we are going to control our budget. So and so, reduce the balance sheet. All those things they have been saying all along. Why all of a sudden it went down and people got a fear? He thinks, look at NASDAQ year to date. 17% we're down. Growth getting hammered. And the yield is 1.4% in a 10-year yield, and oil is staying in control, and the bond 102. So what are facts? 10% correction. We see that in S&P has a 10% correction last 2 years. We know that there will be correction coming in. It happened, and still we're facing it. Broad range here on bond market. Bond market. If you look at that, the bond market, how the rate 2 years versus 10 years, that yield is getting higher. This is it goes up and down or up and down, but slowly last 3 weeks, we are seeing that it's becoming more stickier. And that's causing all of a sudden, are we seeing that the difference between 2 years to 10 years rate increase, bond rate increase goes so fast that way market doesn't know what to react on. What tools Fed is going to put next in order to have something abnormal, where conventionally it was not done before when we are facing recession. So 10 years, the treasury yields increased more than 60 basis points last 3 weeks. We see that it happen. Is this a sign of Fed is becoming more aggressive? You decide. Rising rates is the bad. When Fed increase the rate, we know that usually it's bad for stock market. And a lot of people, that's why you say, okay, equity is going down. I'm not into stock. I might buy in a gold, or I might take my money, put under my pillow and then get back to it later when it goes bottom out. And a lot of people try to catch the bottom at the market. So this is the underestimating you are doing. Do not go after a ticker, go after catching the bottom. If you're truly here in the market for long term, slowly put your money in the business that you know about. Bond market.
Bond is looking more and more attractive.
Right. It's become, and don't buy even gold. And we are seeing that gold is also getting attacked. Yeah. Last week, if you'd be watching that, you'll see that diamond, a lot of diamond is getting also put, bear call coming in. So commodity is also getting attacked. So be careful, man. Market expects 50 basis points hike in May. Earlier, you heard about it. So now market is trading as if, yes, on March, the May 3rd, 4th, Powell is going to do answer. Oh, we decided we're going to do, and boom, 50 basis point and blah, blah, blah. And then things going to happen. And then, of course, every time he speaks, we know market does. It's going to go down. And after a while, it takes time. It takes time to absorb it, spit out, and it's going to throw up. And then don't make any panic decision. Home sales number dropped 2.7% in March. So this is also something that last week, came out all of a sudden. Hey, now look, what's going to happen? We know that there is demand and supply. It did not happen overnight. Slowly, we are seeing that effect is happening. So as Fed is looking at that, what's happened in whole world economy, in China, in Europe, in around the globe, in Australia, Japan market, it's coming back to us also in our market. But some area we are good at managing than others. So we do not have to be more reactive based than being more proactive. So when Fed is raising the rate in US, they're being more proactive than reactive based. So know that they have other tools to. That's also, of course, demand and supply is simple economics. There is not enough people are qualified to buy. Not enough people are working, getting the paycheck coming in. So when Fed said they're increasing rate, it's not just only rate alone. There is a lot of bad mortgage that they have to carry on. So how long those junk bond they need to carry on? So there were some regulation was there, but Trump administration eased it up. Now current administration saying, we are going to tighten that. So that going to have also ripple effect in this housing industry. So housing market last 30 years. If you would be looking since 1979 to 21, 30 years fixed rate mortgage, what you'd be seeing that, on the time when we had a recession, inflation, all these, housing rate was close to around 2021, around 8% housing rate coming in mortgage, 30 years fixed mortgage. But on starting last year, that where we are seeing that even last few months, slowly is going over 5% right now. So those who either refinance or who is thinking to refinance, you'll see that it's slowly going over 5%, it's coming 6% and so on. All right. So what that relate to with your 10 years treasury yield, and there is a correlation between that and the recession coming up. So when our people are thinking recession, if you would be looking at recession last 10 years treasury yields, and then that yield rate is around, say 14 to 16, and today's 10 years the yield is around, here you can see around 3 to 4% is touching, about that yield is touching 3 to 4%. Last 10 years when yield, the treasury 10 years treasury yield was about 8.1% when recession happened since 1972. Since 1972, there was 6 recessions happens. Around that time, this yield was around 8%. Now we are not even 3% yet, but already people are having a panic attack. Oh my God, we are coming and doing a recession. We gotta call it's a recession or do something. But no, there are other situations. In 1972, when it happened, unemployment rate was crazy. Back then, there was not enough jobs out there. Now there is not enough job. There is not enough people are willing to go out to work. And there is enough demand, whereas there is demand is way more higher than your supply. So, it's like this 8% yield is 10 years treasury yield is 8.1%. We are below 3% yet. So still there are room to look at, and is history at least that cannot tell you that it's going to repeat itself, but we can learn from it. So what is all this means this coming week? I'm sure some of you say, okay, tell me what's going to happen this coming week. Do I buy or do I sell? It's up to you. I know that the earnings are coming up with Amazon, and I am heavily involved with Amazon on upside, downside, you name it. Typically, every earnings time, last 8 quarter, they have seen plus minus 5%, 3%. So you do the math, Amazon got hammered last Friday. No one thought Amazon is going to go below 3,000, and it almost touched 2,950.
Right. What I'm saying is, I was just curious because
Mhm.
believe me, on Amazon, Tesla, I have so many strategies going on at the same time. It can spin somebody's head.
Yes.
So I was just
So this coming week that you have seen that what's gonna happen, or the biggest week and for this market turnaround. You guys you have seen the last 3 weeks is typically they say month of April is really good for the stock market. It's proven wrong. March, they said it's going to be good for March is usually stock market down, and April is good. And it's totally different. March, we have seen that it felt like market was ready to turn around. It faked us, and April let's go the other way. So nobody can tell what's gonna happen next week. But trend, sometimes, yes, we do say trend is your friend. So what's the trend? The trend tells me, oh, it's going to go down. But starting Monday, Coca-Cola, Philips, Whirlpool, some of these I'm watching that consumer market. Let's see, can they deliver with current the market or current the economy supply chain difficulty they're going through, and what's their guidance, right? So that's going to help give more confidence to the market. Are they going to be able to figure out a way, just like Musk, Elon, Tesla? Tesla is in the same business, just like all the other auto company. We know that it's going to be the GM is coming on Tuesday. General Motors, we'll see what's the number they're coming up with. Chipotle, Microsoft, Google, Alphabet, Google are coming on Tuesday. There's a big number to see that what is not only the number, can they produce plus the guidance? Are they still, as I heck, we have a strong guidance, we see that we are growing. So if those happen, those things come in just like Tesla, it might have some confidence, might be coming back in the market. But again, historically, we have seen whenever all these big caps, their earnings coming that week, typically market goes down. But again, we have seen that there's no history that repeat itself. There's every day is a new day. So you have to take it in a grain of salt. Every day is a new day. So and come up with a fresh mindset. What do you see in front of you? On Wednesday, Meta, PayPal, Ford, I'm into all of them. Thursday, Twitter, Amazon, big kahunas, Amazon and Apple. Let's see what they can come up with. If those two guys can come up with something strong, Friday will have a powwow. It's the same way what we have seen on Friday. One on Flash, maybe it might be fireworks, because it's the end of the month. So sometimes in order for them to have a good month closing, they do this kind of powwow in the market. So be open-minded. That's all I'm asking. Asia market is going to be on the Japan, their meeting focus is this coming. You see that just like all the other world countries, that their government and they're trying to reduce their rate and just saying, hey, we're going to reduce, not increase, just not like US, where Japan yen is plunging last 20 years. It's keep going down and down, but they are being more reactive than proactive basis here, trying to do whatever they can do with their own power, not to go too much panic and control the economy. In Asia, in Europe market, focus on still the same, what we see, Ukraine war and Russia. And now that we know that, Russia had Putin had his own goal that he wanted to take over portion of the Ukraine. He didn't want to talk about it. It's like a big baby and also on. Now at the end, this is what we want. Now they are going to have Putin and the Zelensky is going to have their own meeting this coming up week. Let's see how the meeting goes and see if they can come up with some resolution. We hope they can come with some peace meeting very soon. And Putin has some other planned that on May 6th that he want to do big kahunas. That May 6th he want to announce. Let's see if we can get that. And the NATO, all this war causing the NATO also getting more panic. Hey, we gotta have more, honestly, got more countries that are coming forward to be part of NATO, expanding Sweden and Norway, others coming.
I thought it was Finland and Sweden.
Or Finland, Sweden, there is all the Scandinavians are coming.
Norway's already, I think, NATO
So maybe they're there, not here, maybe, yeah. No, I just put together Norway, yeah. Thank you for correcting Ron. Yeah, maybe it's a Finland.
Yeah, it's Finland.
And then we talk about in Americas, it's coming up. This coming with big earnings and economic data. House selling data is going to come out this coming week. Watch, and the GDP last quarter March data is going to come out also this coming week. So is that going to make a huge difference? No, but it's something to keep an eye on. This coming week, this is a chart that those who's looking to coming week, what do I see? I believe in technical chart. Take a look at it. What you are looking at weekly Cal channel on here. Look at that SPY, this daily chart. SPY is coming in, is coming 434 is the magic number. If it cannot hold this number, it goes down, it's going to be splitting more. If it goes above on the bullish side, 441 is the number. If you see that SPY is going above 440, it's ready to turn around on S&P this coming.
You said these are stock channels?
Yep.
Okay.
So right now it's sitting really at the weekly bottom, and when you say 240, 40 is bottom channel, weekly side is sitting at. So some of the stock that I'm looking to look at it is my reason behind it, just to let you know that I have some commercial tool that I use. Saw last week a lot of money, smart institutional money was going on FedEx. And there, when it's everything going down, people are buying. Institution big money is coming in FedEx. So this coming week, we know that FedEx, Yeti, General Motors, Lowe's, the Google, Peloton, big money coming in. And the other two Tesla, Microsoft, I'm into it, Amazon and all those, I'm already heavily into it. Is Amazon, Microsoft goes below 174 next week, I'm going to keep adding more because I'm long-term with Microsoft. I do believe Microsoft is going to turn around, but I'm long-term holder with Microsoft. Do you guys have any questions what I shared so far?
I have a question, Mushi.
Yes, go ahead.
It's kind of interesting that you said big money is flowing into some stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I'm doing is I'm actually looking at the money flow.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at Microsoft, I looked at Tesla, and you said FedEx was another one.
Yes.
Yeah, all of those money flows showing that money is coming out of them.
Okay. Yeah. So when I was looking at 4 hours chart. If you have the hourly chart, 4 hour chart, and just see what happens on there. So last Friday, just not only one day chart, 4 hour chart. Look at the trend, what's been happening.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm usually looking at dailies.
Yes.
So,
I am looking at the trend. That's why I said, look, this did not happen. I am not a day trader. I'm a swing trader, and I'm also long term. So some of this stuff that is my reason behind it, I see that it's not in even all the dark pools. Slowly, if you put on a 4 hour chart, you're going to see that your technical analysis is also going to show you to see what's happening more volume, buying volume versus selling. 4 hours and daily chart. Okay.
Well, that's kind of interesting. If 4 hours is showing, you're right. The money flow is going up on the 4 hours, and that's a very early turn. But the dailies are still going down.
Yes, correct.
So,
that's why I say it's a watch. I am watching.
Early warning.
Buying. Remember, I tell this coming week, I'm going to slowly adding position. If I see go down more, I'll add more. I'm still going to add more because I know that it's going to turn around.
Money is
Money's going up. Let me explain to you because I know your question, and it actually comes up with our trading during the day too.
Yeah.
Like intraday charts will show something, and then daily charts would not, or daily charts will show that the trend has turned up, but the weekly chart the trend is still down.
Yes.
We see that in the chart reading all the time. So first of all, the shorter the time frame, the faster the turnarounds. Okay, the quicker they are. It's think of it as driving on a mountain road with lots of curves. Okay, or driving on a smoother, 3-lane road. Right, you're not going to have as many curves there. So you will, if something is happening, you will see it faster on the shorter time frame, like 4 hours. Okay, it'll start there, and it will start even faster on 2 hours or 1 hour. The issue is, how long does that last? I think that to me is more of a primary concern, and that's why I prefer to look at the dailies, even though I may not see the start as much. The information on the dailies are likely to last longer. So there's a delay there on the dailies. If you look at weeklies, there's even a bigger delay.
Right. So 2 hour and 4 hour, could that be a reflection of the day traders versus the daily, maybe more daily or weekly
More longer
reflection
term.
of swing
Yes.
traders?
Yeah, but that's not the only thing. So if big funds decided to invest in these stocks and put lots of money on Friday afternoon, the dailies won't show it.
Right.
So you'll have to drop down to 1 or 2 hours maybe to see some money. What if money was flowing into them on Friday afternoon? But the question is, just because some companies invested in it on Friday afternoon, does that mean the rest of the bigger companies are going to be putting a lot of money into it on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday?
We don't know yet.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
But let me
think of
tell
it
you.
half a day, Jack. I mean, Jay.
I'm
It's
sorry,
showing
what?
that half a day, the last half of Friday, it's turning around, but the daily's not going to reflect it because the
Right.
poll wasn't
No,
that
no,
good.
I understand, and I mean that's fine. I mean, again, well, what
One
can I
thing
say?
for sure, if the money keeps on coming into these stocks, the dailies will definitely turn up too.
Yep.
Right.
Mushi is smart, so he's taking a peek on the faster time frame.
That's it for this episode, folks. Thank you for listening. And if it was helpful to you, please click the like button and follow us so that you can listen to more of our podcast. You can also visit us at urbanhood.org to learn more about our other programs. We hope you'll check in with us again. And until then, keep learning and do whatever it takes to reach financial